All right, our next unit is called functions, and this is the first lesson in the functions unit. Today we're going to talk about the coordinate plane, and so you need to get out your notebook, and you're going to want to draw a coordinate plane, or you can cut out some graph paper, whatever you would like to do. But we want to label the following parts of the coordinate plane. The x-axis, so the x-axis is here. So we will draw a line and show where the x-axis is. And then the y-axis goes up and down, so that's the y-axis. And this should be a review for you, you know, about the coordinate plane. The origin is this point in the middle at 0, 0. That is the origin. And we call that 0, 0. And then you need to know the quadrants. The quadrants are numbered, starting in the upper right. That's quadrant 1. Then we have quadrant 2. Then we have quadrant 3. And we have quadrant 4. And those are the 4 quadrants. So have that in your notes as a review. All right, and then we want to talk about the points in the quadrants. Over here in quadrant 1, let me make that a little bit bigger. All right, in quadrant 1, an ordered pair would be the x is positive and the y is positive, because this section is positive and that is positive. So any ordered pair in quadrant 1 would be positive. And then in quadrant 2, you're going to have your x will be negative and your y will be positive, because on this side this is negative, but then this is positive going up. In quadrant 3, both your x and your y coordinate would be negative. Now remember, your points are written like this. X goes first, y is second. And then in quadrant 4, your x is positive going this direction here, and your y is negative because it's going down. So make sure you have that in your notes. All right, an ordered pair is a pair of numbers. Write this down. An ordered pair is a pair of numbers that describes a point's location on the coordinate plane. So an ordered pair is a pair of numbers that describes a point's location on the coordinate plane. So have that in your notes. All right, so let's go on, and you're going to need to go ahead and draw these into your notes. So these particular points, you need to draw a coordinate plane. So draw a new coordinate plane. You can cut one out, whatever you'd like to do. And let's locate. We want to write the ordered pair for each point. So each point is a location, and it is described by an ordered pair, which is an x and a y. All right, so let's look at A. Point A is located over to the right. How many places? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right. So that's going to be your 6 is going to be your x value. And then your y value, it's going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this point is located at 6, 5. And usually you put your parentheses around it, and then it says tell which quadrant it is located in. So point A is in quadrant 1. So for each of these, you're going to describe where it is and tell what quadrant it is located in. Okay, so now remember, you run before you jump. So you're going to go left and right first, and then up and down. So the X tells you to go left and right, that's first, and the Y tells you to go up and down. So this point here, B, we didn't go left or right, so the x value is 0 and the y value is 4. And this point is not located in a quadrant at all, so we're going to put none. It's not located in a quadrant. It's actually located on the y-axis. All right, C. C is located at negative 3, 5, so negative 3 up to 5, and that's quadrant 2. And then D, which is right here, D, we are running to 2, and then we stay there, so there's no up and down value at all, no y value. So it would be 2, 0. And it's not located in a quadrant. All right, let's do E and F. So E is located at 5, negative 5 right here, over 5, down 5, and quadrant 4. And F is located here at negative 4, negative 3 in quadrant 3. All right, let's move on. All right, so now we're going to plot the following points at M. So M is located, we always start here, 2, negative 1, so over 2, down 1, that would be M. And then we're going to do N. N is negative 3, so we go left and then down 3, and that's going to be N. And then we're going to do R. R is 0, 3.5, so we don't go left and right, and we're going to go up to 3.5, which is about right there. So that's R. Then T is 5, negative 2, so we go over to 5, down to negative 2. So that would be T. Then V is negative 3, 0, so over to negative 3 and then stay there. So that would be V. And then W is negative 1/2 and then up to 1. So that's going to be a weird one. So you have to go negative 1/2, which is kind of there, and then go up to 1. So that would be W. Just write it right there. And the last one is 0, negative 2. So 0 tells me I don't go left and right, but I go down to negative 2. So that should be X. So hopefully I did all of that right and you can see it. So you need to have this in your notes. All right, let's move on. Now that you know and you've reviewed how to plot, and I'm assuming that you know how to do that. Okay, let's take this in our notes here. A translation. A translation is a slide. And it moves the graph to a new position horizontally and or vertically on the coordinate plane. So a translation is a slide that moves the graph to a new position horizontally or vertically on the coordinate plane. And a reflection flips a figure over a line of reflection. And so we're going to practice translations and reflections. All right, so make sure that's in your notes. Now you're going to need to draw this particular figure here, and then we're going to do a reflection and also a translation. All right, let's read. It says, if the hexagon is shifted 3 units up and 2 units left, what would be the new coordinates of the following points? So we need to translate, and the translation is going to be 3 up and 2 left. 3 up and 2 left. So I'm going to take point A, and I'm going to go up 3, which would bring it there, and then I'm going to go 2 left. So my new A, and I call that A prime, where would that be? That's going to be located at over 2 up 10, so the new point would be 2, 10. Now I'm going to translate D, this point here, D, up 3 and over 2. So I'm going to take it up to 3 and over 2. And I end up there. And that's going to be D prime. So that's going to be the new point. And the point is located at 4, 6, the new point. All right, let's go ahead and reflect the rest of these, not reflect, but translate the rest of these. We don't need to know what the points are, but we want to go ahead and draw the new hexagon. And you can pause that and do it if you would like. All right, so you can see that I've done the translation of all the different points. A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime, E prime, and F prime. So our new hexagon has been translated. So you go ahead and make sure you have that in your notes. All right, let's move on to the next part. If the segment is reflected over the x-axis, what would be the new coordinates for each point? What would they be if it was reflected over the y-axis? Okay, so to reflect this segment, all you're going to do, it's very simple, is you're going to reflect the x over the y-axis. Actually, we're doing it over the x-axis first. So if I want to reflect this over the x-axis, well, where is the x-axis? The x-axis is right there. So I want to reflect the x over this axis. So notice that it's 2 points down, so I'm just going to make it 2 points up. So this would be x prime, the new point x. And then if I want to reflect the y, I'm going to reflect it up to the same position, only up across the x-axis right here. Sorry, the x-axis right here. So I'm going to take my point, y, and I'm going to count how many places it's down from the x-axis. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is at negative 8. So I'm just going to go up to positive 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. So I'm going to put y, and you could do this on a separate graph if you want. And I'm just going to draw that. It's not very straight. But I have an x prime now and a y prime. So now I have flipped this and reflected it over the x-axis. And my new points, I need to write them down what the new points are. So it's negative 2, positive 2 would be my new point. And then the new point here would be positive 3. And then up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Positive 3, 8. So we're reflecting over the x-axis, and the new coordinates would be those 2 points. Now, if I wanted to reflect it over the y-axis, so where is the y-axis? Well, the y-axis is right there. So I'm going to reflect the x point and the y point across that y-axis. So this x is 2 places to the left, so I'm just going to put it over here, so that would be x prime. And then I'm going to take this y, and it is 3 places to the right, so I'm going to put it 3 places to the left. So that would be y prime. And then I just connect it with a line. And then I write my new points. So this would be positive 2, negative 2, so 2, negative 2. And then this new point here would be negative 3, and then down to, I believe, 8. All right, so that's how you do that problem. Okay, and that's it for this particular lesson. So I need you to write a whisk. So when and where did you watch it? Summarize the video, and do you have any questions? Or write some sort of a question about the video. All right, thank you for watching.